Hi there, folks! Bayern Munich continue their search for a new coach. Barcelona are on their way to acquire Bayern's leader while refusing to recruit a super talent from Brazil. Find out about all that and more in the new episode of Football News. Let's get the show on the pitch. Lionel Messi has been named MLS Player of the Month for April. Throughout his 4 appearances last month, he netted 6 goals and delivered 4 assists, making an average of 31.5 minutes per goal involvement. During the game against Cadiz, Carlo Ancelotti will bring on Thibaut Courtois for the first half and Kepa Arrizabalaga for the second. Andre Luning will start against Bayern Munich. Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya has been confirmed as the winner of the Premier League's Golden Glove Award for 2023-24. Barcelona are now planning to loan Vitor Roque out next season, with Real Betis showing substantial interest in his services. Lille centre-back Lenny Yoro is keen on joining Real Madrid. He informed the club's management about the matter. "It's completely resolved, no problem between us. If we didn't know each other that long, I'm not sure how we deal with it. But we respect each other, so it's really no problem. We are absolutely fine with it, so let's move on," Jurgen Klopp said. Chelsea are considering a move for Juventus goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny. The Blues hope to land the top-notch shot-stopper for the next season. Real Betis central midfielder Guido Rodriguez is 1 step away from joining Barca as a free agent. The contract would be on a 1+1 year deal. Arda Güler will start today's game against Cadiz, Carlo Ancelotti stated. Royal Antwerp head coach Mark van Bommel will leave the club at the end of the ongoing season. Last year, he won the Belgian championship with the Great Old. Real Madrid central midfielder Dani Ceballos will meet with the club's officials in order to discuss his future. The player wants to leave. "I don't know where the reports about Gabriel Jesus leaving are coming from. We have no intention of letting Gabriel leave," Mikel Arteta assured. The English Journalists Association has named Phil Foden the Footballer of the Year. He received 42% of the votes. Inter Miami are exploring the possibility of recruiting Benfica winger Angel Di Maria as a free agent. Mikel Arteta sees Alexander Isak as the best option to bolster the Gunners' attacking line. Aston Villa are keen on signing Leicester's Kelechi Iheanacho as a backup to Ollie Watkins. Chelsea have joined Newcastle in the race for Fulham centre-back Tosin Adarabioyo, who will become a free agent in June. AC Milan are trying to hijack Bologna's head coach Thiago Motta from Juventus. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is in talks with his former teammate. UEFA has officially announced that the maximum squad size for Euro 2024 has been increased from 23 to 26 players. "I've had enough of these stupid rumors. You need to ask the club whether the club wants me to keep going or not. If I have 1 more year on my contract here and no one says anything, then I suppose that I'm gonna be here. If there is a decision and someone says me ciao, okay, but we don't know at the moment," Mauricio Pochettino claimed. West Ham United are close to appointing Julen Lopetegui as their new head coach to replace David Moyes. "I would like to stay at Brighton because I love my players, the city, my club and my fans. I already told the fans in a meeting that if I'm happy, I'm not gonna change this club. I wanna keep my passion," Roberto De Zerbi noted. Wolverhampton Wanderers have exercised their option to permanently sign central midfielder Tommy Doyle, whose rights previously belonged to Manchester City. Manchester City and Arsenal are both linked with 18-year-old Besiktas forward Semih Kılıçsoy, who has already bagged 10 goals this season in the Super League. Barcelona and Sergio Roberto have reached an agreement on all contract terms. At this point, the deal looks inevitable. "I love it here. I always give my best to the club, and I will continue to do so. I have a contract and I will continue to coach Sporting," Ruben Amorim claimed. The hearing on the case of FFP rules violations by Man City is scheduled for the fall, with the results expected in 2025. If he is told that he'll continue to be a backup, I don't think Radu Gradushin would stay and not play, Radu Gradushin's agent Florin Manea informed. Jude Bellingham was not fine last week. He had a virus last week and wasn't fully recovered. "I can confirm that now he's perfectly fine," Carlo Ancelotti stated. Gennaro Gattuso has received an offer to take over one of the Saudi Pro League clubs. He's also included in Torino's shortlist. Ante Rebic paid off the debts of all 500 villagers from Doni Vignani, where he grew up. He also donated money for the construction of a rehabilitation center for children and donated £8,000 to help autistic children from his area. Despite the possible sacking of Erik ten Hag, Jadon Sancho has no intention of returning to Man United. He wants to stay at Dortmund. Nacho Fernandez will definitely leave Real Madrid as a free agent, but will not pursue his career in Europe. He will rather move to the United States. Luka Modric will hold a meeting with Real Madrid officials in the upcoming days in order to decide his future at the club. Antonio Conte will not be Napoli's next head coach. The Partenopians have already chosen a new manager, and his name will be announced on May 29th. Yesterday we saw the start of the top league's matchday fixtures. Here are the results. Moving on to the main news of the release. The legendary Marco Reus is leaving Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. The club and their long-term captain have mutually agreed not to extend the player's contract, which expires in June. Reus will become a free agent. Marco spent 12 years as part of the Hornets squad, making a total of 424 appearances, scoring 168 goals, and providing 128 assists. This season, the 34-year-old midfielder has been dropped from the first team. During his spell at Borussia Dortmund, Reus managed to win the German Cup twice, but never fulfilled his dream of winning the Bundesliga title. Barcelona are desperately looking for ways to solve their financial problems and have more options in the transfer market in the upcoming summer. They are willing to go to extreme measures by selling one of their most expensive assets. We are talking about Xavi's team central midfielder, Pedri. Two big clubs from England are showing strong interest in Pedri, Liverpool and Arsenal. Barcelona believe that they could earn more than 100 million euros from Pedri, which would significantly improve the club's current financial situation. Recently, Pedri has been suffering from frequent injuries. Since the start of last season, this midfielder has missed 238 days of action because of him. The legendary Jose Mourinho is planning a return to management in the near future. But he's in no hurry to accept the very first lucrative offer. In recent weeks, the Portuguese coach has snubbed several offers from Europe and Saudi Arabia as he's waiting for Bayern Munich to contact him. However, the probability of Bayern inviting Mourinho is extremely low due to his style of football, not to mention his public behavior. Barcelona have withdrawn from the battle for Palmeiras super talent Estevão Willian, aka Messinho. There are several reasons for that decision. Firstly, after Vitor Roque's unsuccessful starting period, Barca are not willing to take risks on the Brazilian market by spending a large sum of money on one inexperienced player. Secondly, Blaugrana have no desire to compete with a club like Chelsea. Thirdly, Barcelona already have Lamine Yamal, the essential figure of the club's project, available for Messinho's position. River Plate's Franco Mastantuono has become one of Real Madrid's main targets for the future. The leaders of La Liga have already opened talks with the Argentine club. Los Blancos believe that Mastantuono could become another pearl of the club from South America, similar to Federico Valverde. The Wizkid himself dreams of representing Real Madrid and will wait for things to develop. Mastantuono's agreement with River Plate includes a release clause worth 45 million euros. After Ralf Rangnick's refusal, Bayern found themselves in a quandary since the club was confident that they would be able to reach an agreement with the Austrian national team coach. Bayern's shortlist now includes many other potential candidates. According to L'Equipe, Die Roten are considering Roberto De Zerbi, Ernesto Valverde, and even Rudi Garcia. There is also a possibility of Hansi Flick's return. Still, according to Christian Falk, Bayern are exploring the opportunity to appoint Erik ten Hag in case he gets sacked by Man United. Another option would be Roger Schmidt from Benfica. As Florian Plettenberg reports, Bayern have already held talks with Julen Lopetegui. The arrival of a new defensive midfielder remains an absolute priority for Barcelona in the upcoming summer transfer window. Moreover, the Catalans have decided which player they want to get the most. Barcelona hope they will be able to land Bayern Munich's Joshua Kimmich. From a financial standpoint, this deal would be complicated to say the least, but the club's bosses think they can find enough money for the deal. However, Barcelona will have to work hard at convincing Kimmich to join their ranks. At the moment, the Bayern midfielder is not eager to leave his club. Kimmich's current contract with Munich will expire in the summer of 2025. Barcelona are looking to bring in Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, who is becoming increasingly determined to leave the Red Devils. Xavi likes the Portuguese midfielder's profile, which could become a key piece in Barca's central midfield. In turn, Manchester United are ready to swap Bruno Fernandes for Frenkie de Jong, whom they have been interested in for a long time. So far though, there have been no negotiations between the clubs. Guys, that's all for now. Check out the suggested videos from our other projects. The Football News channel was with you. Have a nice day everyone. Bye bye.